Nick and Nola had always had a connection so deep it felt unbreakable. From the moment they met, their lives intertwined like roots of the same tree. They were inseparable, bound by laughter, shared dreams, and whispered secrets. But love, as beautiful as it was, could also be messy. It all started to unravel on a rainy Thursday evening. Nick had been late to their planned dinner, distracted by work, and Nola, frustrated and hurt, couldn't help but lash out. Words were exchanged, words neither truly meant but both couldn't take back. "You always put everything else before me," Nola had shouted. "And you always assume the worst, Nola," Nick had countered. The argument spiraled until silence replaced anger. For weeks, they avoided each other, both too stubborn to reach out but missing one another with every breath. One evening, as Nola lay in her room, staring at her phone, her fingers hovered over Nick's contact. She missed him, missed the way he'd make her laugh when she wanted to cry, missed the way his presence felt like home. She decided it didn't matter who was at fault anymore. She texted him, "I miss you." Within seconds, her phone buzzed with a reply. "Come over." Nola didn't hesitate. She grabbed her coat and rushed out into the cool night air, her heart pounding with a mix of anxiety and anticipation. When she arrived at Nick's house, he was already waiting by the door, his eyes soft and full of apology. "I'm sorry," he said before she could speak. She stepped closer, looking up at him. "No, it's my fault. I should've." Before she could finish, Nick pulled her into his arms, holding her as if letting go was not an option. Inside, the tension between them melted away as they talked, laughed, and reminded each other of why they fell in love. "I hate fighting with you," Nola whispered, her head resting against his chest. "Then let's promise to fight less," Nick said, tilting her chin up so their eyes met. "Because I love you more than anything, Nola." Her lips curved into a soft smile. "I love you too, Nick." The air shifted, electric and tender, as their gazes lingered. Slowly, Nick leaned down, brushing his lips against hers in a kiss that was both familiar and new. The kiss deepened, their hands exploring each other as if relearning what they already knew. Nick's fingers traced the curve of her cheek, moving down to her shoulders as he took his time, savoring every moment. He guided her to his room, the dim light casting a warm glow. Nola's heartbeat quickened as Nick's hands moved to the hem of her dress, his eyes seeking hers for permission. She nodded, her trust in him unwavering. He slid the fabric off her shoulders slowly, reverently, revealing her to him as though she were the most beautiful masterpiece he'd ever seen. "You're perfect," he murmured, his lips trailing kisses along her collarbone. They fell onto the bed, their movements a dance of passion and tenderness. Their connection was raw and real, every touch and kiss reaffirming the love they thought they'd lost. Hours later, as they lay tangled in each other's arms, their breaths mingling, Nola traced patterns on Nick's chest. "I'm never letting you go again," she said softly. Nick kissed the top of her head. "Good. Because you're stuck with me, Nola. Forever." In that moment, everything felt right again. Their love, tested but unbroken, was stronger than ever, and they both knew they'd fight for it every day.